Hi, Sandra here. I'm here to help you have a happier relationship in midlife. So today's video is how to stop an argument in its tracks. And it's inspired by a number of clients who come to see me who feel incredibly unhappy about the amount of conflict in their relationships. All the arguments, all the falling out, the storming off, the bad feelings, the sulking, the ruined atmosphere, ruined evenings, ruined plans. That plus the feelings of guilt they might feel when they have these arguments and these conflicts in their homes when other people might be present who might hear them, for example, children. So many women that I help are in perimenopause, the menopause, and they say that they just feel so much angrier and more rage-filled than ever before. And as a relationship specialist and an expert member of a support group that I belong to, I decided to ask the members of this group what they are most likely to argue about. And topics such as sex, so lack of or not wanting it, husband not wanting it too much, and them not wanting it, housework, as in they tend to do most of it, if not all of it, money, children and parenting, lack of shared interests, and selfishness came up very frequently. And an argument will be far more likely to occur if there is miscommunication and a lack of understanding or appreciation of what we women often have to do at this midlife phase. So what is going on here? And is it really all about our hormones or lack of? Maybe it's because we really are doing too much. We're not getting enough time for ourselves, or perhaps we just feel invisible or irrelevant in our own lives, invisible in our own homes. So if you're noticing that you are having more arguments, more disagreements, struggling to feel understood, or even completely disregarded, then there's obviously a problem. And how can you improve your communication to get your point across, and better still, to have your significant other take some notice and start helping you to fix things? So when you feel triggered by something your spouse partner does or says or fails to do, and you just feel that frustration, that anger, or the rage just building up within you, what's happening? You're entering the fight or flight state, the nervous system, which is designed to get you running away from saber-toothed tigers or preserving your life by defending yourself. And this automatic brain process is designed to keep you alive. And it does tend to act extremely quickly. So women get it just as much as men. But these feelings in women, I think, are still very taboo and not generally talked about quite as much. So as you notice the rage or the anger, you just erupt. And you might say something you will regret later, and the atmosphere is ruined. So how can you stop an argument in its tracks before it even happens, even if you know that you really want to shout and scream and cry? And all the usual advice says to stop, take a deep breath, or just walk away. And we know how hard that can be in the heat of the moment. So you may just need to consider what's going on beneath the surface and do a little bit of groundwork in preparation for being able to pause and take stock and walk away or whatever. It's said that the things that trigger us are very rarely about what is happening in the moment. It's more about past events and past feelings that we have held on to, often without realizing it. Now, these past feelings lie dormant in our subconscious minds, and I'm going to do another video about that. And then something happens that reminds you of these feelings that you once had before, maybe very long time ago when you were still young, very young, a child perhaps. So what triggers these feelings? On the surface, it may feel like anger and rage, but what else could it be? What triggers these feelings of rejection, of insecurity, of self-doubt, fear of being ignored or criticized, not loved, not accepted? Can you trace these feelings back to something else, another event in your life? As women, we are likely to be socialized into just keeping the peace, being nice, or conforming in some other way. So when we feel rage or anger, it doesn't really have a socially accepted outlet. And maybe the way forward to paving the way to having fewer arguments and less conflict is to make peace with these old hidden wounds. And you are then preparing yourself, or rather preparing a solid foundation in which to promote healthy, calm communication with your loved ones, with your spouse or partner. And if they are driving you absolutely potty with their behavior, maybe it could be useful in terms of starting to just get what you need and want from them across in a way that makes them take notice. I'm not suggesting that this is going to give you a green light to excuse toxic behavior or any form of abuse or misogyny, but it could help you in your quest to communicate calmly, like I said before, get your point across, ensure that your needs and requirements are taken notice of, are met, and get the lazy sod to help you out a bit more, if that's what the problem is. Helping people to heal old wounds is a huge part of what I do in my therapy practice, and I am often amazed at what a difference it makes to my clients. And I hope you found this video helpful. Bye for now.